So I've got my variable x that I measured. I've done x minus the average of x, and then I've squared that number there. Now I've done exactly the same thing for y. Now, here's a clever bit. The numerator on this, x minus the bar of x times y minus the bar of y, all added together. X minus the bar of x is that minus 0.2 times by y minus the bar of y minus 0.6, and that equals 0.112. And I've done that for each data point, and then I've added them all up. It's 0.2. So instead of the top line, I can just write 0.2. Okay? Now, the bottom line is a bit more complicated. I'm going to add up all of x minus x bar squared. From this, I can see that it's the adding up of that column. So that's 0.1. And the other one, rubbed it all out, y minus y bar squared is 0.6. And I'm left with this. And if I put that into a calculator, which I don't have on me, really annoyingly, but I've got Excel, so the numerator is that, the denominator is that. Okay, so we could type it in and find out, but that should give us our Pearson value. My Soconomic friends did it with this graph here, and they got a correlation. It's a bit different because it's r squared, but just ignore it, of 0.8872. And I get quite a good correlation. Mine's 1 because it's the line of best fit is perfect. Okay, I hope everyone's well. I want you to do this with your x and your y. Okay, so that's what we should be doing. We then have to describe like why it's a good thing, or like how Mr. Pearson, not how he did it. If you can explain this table, so how you got that column, 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 how you got that middle column, how you added them all up, how you got the mean, obviously. Hang on. How you got the mean, obviously. And then what you did to go step by step, how you ended up with that, and that should be your value. Right. Why is it important? So Mr. Pearson, beard or no beard, I did say. No beard. Very chiseled chin. Not a very nice person, to be fair. Probably, you could say he's a product of his time, but he was very anti-Jewish kind of thing. He took Darwinism to a bit of an excessive level. It's called eugenics. Google it. It's not a nice branch of science, but it exists, so we should always look at it. He came up with this. It's rather complicated, Mr. Pearson's, like how he actually came up with it. But if you actually look at the table and understand it, let's go back to that one. Go back. If you look at the table that we've done and you understand it, he's basically trying to find out how far away for that data set where x is 1 and y is 2, x is that far away from the mean, y is that far away from its mean, are they kind of similar? If they're exactly the same distance away from their mean, proportionally kind of thing, then we end up with a positive correlation. The closer the value is to 1, the better the positive correlation. Okay? So if you're going to describe how Pearson works, you need to say how, not how it works, why is it important? You kind of need this graph. This graph's off the Wikipedia page for Pearson, but it explains how good your line of best fit is. In GCSE, you just spoke about how your line of best fit is either positive or negatively correlated. Now we're going to say it's a positive correlation, and we're going to give it a number of how strong my evidence is. Okay? That's what we're going to try and do with our x and our y value. Now, Pearson's got its own problems and things like that, but you should get to the stage where you've at least attempted this. Okay? Now not sure it's cheating or not. I want you to, don't just get this. Oh, I've lost the figure there. Don't just get this. I'm going to send you this spreadsheet even. I'm going to send you. And just put your numbers in for X and put your numbers in for Y, because you need to explain it. So these formulas here, what you did, go through step by step. Okay? You should end up, if your hypothesis is proved, kind of thing, if that's a very high number. Okay? I hope this makes sense. Probably a bit like my lessons, really, to be honest with you. Have a nosy through it. What the plan is that we're going to just start Unit 8 on Monday. So by Friday, you should be at the stage where you're trying to work through this. And we'll pick up our experiment after the coronavirus has disappeared, if that makes sense. Okay? Right. Cheers, everyone. Ta-ta.